All right, and we're here with Jason Bethea, and you are a video game music composer.
Yes.
Would you just call yourself a music composer and then video game?
I usually say video game composer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that. So, like, what made you choose specifically writing for games as opposed to just in general?
So I always have been told that my music sounds like it should be in a video game ever since 2001, and I've been working on music. And then so when I wrote a piece of music and someone said like it sounds like it should be in Castle Crashers, I dove a little bit further, and then I read half of the book and then wrote my music on the game dev forum, and literally lined up. Whereas that was my first ship game for Electron Flux. So that's like the shortest version of the story. But yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I've always had the sound.
Wow. So it's definitely something you were passionate about and you know that you are good at.
Yeah,
you dove right into it. And obviously, I would say that you're pretty well at this.
Thank you.
I really like it.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been writing game music since I was on the GameBoy camera. So it's pretty much 96, 97. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That game on the GameBoy camera.
Yeah, this is the first selfie right there, you know?
Yes, it was so fun, and you could like put little stickers on it.
Yeah, and then print them out from MAGWest and do the whole thing.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
that was he's my brother. He's nodding because that was a big fun part of our childhood, and that's like what video games are rather important.
Yes.
And creativity like that usually comes from like ideas from a person.
Yes, absolutely.
So we like to promote that. And
Thank you.
I was telling him that I would probably throw it on while I'm like working or something, and it's a good, nice soundtrack to like listen to. And when you're playing a game, a good soundtrack will like calm you down in a stressful situation, or hype you up if you need to be on it and paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really important that you bring so much life to video games.
Yes.
So what is the biggest challenge of writing for a video game as opposed to just writing something, or do you just write something and kind of fit into it?
No, the biggest challenge is understanding how it's going to fit for the entire project. So when I go into it, I can typically read like a game design document. If I'm playing the game, I'm kind of understanding the musical ideas that are happening because I'm listening to what the game is telling me, like a game whisperer.
Okay,
and so it really just depends on the project itself, how I'm influenced by the art, how I'm influenced by the mindset of the team, the references they offer. And so if they're doing that, then I'm able to say, oh, it's like this game, and just how I mentioned, like GameBoy camera, and they're like, oh, remember to do this, and then we're diving, and then I'm able to come up with a sound palette that I feel is very important for game soundtracks because of Sonic identity. We've grown up with the Sega Genesis.
Oh man.
We've grown up with the Super Nintendo, so we understand like the SBC 700 or the YM2612 for the chipsets. So in my version of doing things, I want to make sure that if you were in this room and someone's playing the game, you know that it's this game from that thing. So it's Sonic identity.
Yeah, I sometimes have Sonic Mania like themes stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And it's because like those really are like the game's like environment, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel like I play this Sonic game.
Yeah.
And that's I love soundtracks for that reason.
Yeah, they're doing the part of making sure that it has that identity for you to know, whereas if you weren't in that room, you could tell like that was the soundtrack. So that's how I kind of approach it and talk to developers and get an idea of what's going on instead of audio asset list with references or different tracks, to kind of get a feel for what the design is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, is there anything you would tell yourself when you first got started composing?
Yeah, start sooner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's something I thought about for years, and then only accepted it just recently. About I think maybe a few 4 years ago.
Okay.
Whereas that's why I work a little bit harder now because I don't want to look back from and think, oh, I didn't do as best as I could.
Yeah.
But because back then, if I started in 2001, when I was told my very first computer music, then I would be way further along.
Dude, that was around like Age of Empires and stuff.
Yes,
like, hey.
And apparently EverQuest, which I was playing Baldur's Gate and God of War 2 and Final Fantasy 7 again, like over. Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah. So yeah, you think back on that, and you're like,
Yeah, if I could go back in time, I would definitely tell myself start soon, do the research, because the book that I found was already out. It was the first edition. The book that I've always referenced about how I got started was the second edition. So if I had found the first edition, I know where I would be. It would just be further along.
Yeah. So you can apply that now with like do what you know you need to do.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's awesome. You just did a meet and greet.
Yes.
And you said that a lot of people.
Yeah, a few people came and picked up the album.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're definitely making steps in the right direction.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so, are you with a company, like working with them to make games, or do you choose products, like to work with?
So I'm freelance, so I get the opportunity to work with different game developers around the world. So they're sometimes in the States, or sometimes they're in the UK or Jamaica. So it really just gives a breadth of like versatility and an opportunity that I can kind of be wherever I need to be to kind of just collaborate with different people.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you said the UK and Jamaica, so is there anything different about like in the UK, the types of games that you look for?
No, it's just mostly, I'm really just trying to focus on like the mindsets.
Okay.
So in terms of what are they influenced by for a game that they grew up with? If they like Beyond Oasis, like I like it, or Eternal Ring, or PS2, or these obscurity things, or even if things that I may be introduced to kind of do other type of collaborations for in that regard. So yeah, this really, it doesn't change anything really.
Yeah. So but that's interesting that you can travel around the world.
Oh, I'm remote.
Oh.
So I don't get to.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I was thinking this whole time that you're like traveling and like working with different.
I mean, I would like that. That would be the best hybrid thing. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But that's not the case typically. I mean, if they hire me, I'm remote. But then if they flew me out to say, "Hey, you can meet the team and be at the studio," that would be amazing. That'd be fantastic.
Sorry, that's what I thought. So I was like, oh, what's the difference between like working with different studios?
Yeah.
What is your favorite indie game?
My favorite indie game?
Yeah.
I gotta think about this one. I gotta go through it.
And it could be any level of indie.
No, but yeah, it's not the typical. It's not the. You May Nikki. It came to mind. It just right now.
I've never heard of it.
I know. It's a game that you play as this girl, but you don't get around in the world while you're awake. So you've got to go in a dream state, and you're going through different doors, and you're experiencing different things in this world in your dream state. Anything out of your dream state is just basic stuff. It's a TV and a bed, but you're trying to solve puzzles while you're in this dream. So it's just relaxed. It's a little bit of it's not horror. It's just mostly exploratory thriller, but it's not going to be like Clock Tower.
Yeah. So you like to solve puzzles and.
Oh yeah, I love. Like I'm playing Exit on PSP. I've been playing Exit for 8 years, but the puzzles are just on a level that I just really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you like a good story? It seems like a really interesting
story is good. As I've gotten older, I got a little bit less time to kind of get dive into some things, but story is still pretty good. But I like to kind of just jump in and let the story like evolve over time. One thing that kind of caught me off guard with the story was Dark Kingdom on PS3, which was a game that launched. I think it was a launch title type of game. So it was like an RPG thing, and it evolved and got better and better. But you kind of just go in and taking your team and doing it's normal like action type of RPG. But the story like gradually got better. So I don't want to be hit with it a bunch of text like right away. Just give it to me slowly. Let it be absorbed.
Let me grow.
Yeah. We'll see.
Because I always think of it as, especially when we're adults, we have like a select time every day to play it, and it's cool when it can evolve with our time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's another type of game. Puzzle games, action adventure games. I love racing games too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So those are really fun. And Is there anything you're working on now that you can talk about?
Oh, I can talk about everything because I'm an indie composer, so I gotta promote it, right?
Oh,
so
good, yeah.
I am writing the score for Star Dangerous School for Witches. It's being developed by Fancy Fish Games. So they did a Brown, they did Reality, and then on top of which I'm doing a Ground Zero. But Star Dangerous School for Witches is going to be coming out in October this year, 2023. And so I'm almost done with the soundtrack. I have 2 tracks left. I'm hoping that was also performed here at MAGWest last year by the Virtual Video Game Orchestra. I also performed my first LA concert called Level Up, which was a concept that I came up with to collaborate with the Helix Collective. So we got that. So it's Ground Zero. I'm also scoring a game called Windrush Tales. It's a very historical moment of people from the Caribbean that came over to the UK to help rebuild the UK from the war. And so I'm the composer of that. It's actually in the British Library right now. So yes, so it's an interactive type of piece. It's really, really cool. And so yeah, I'm doing that and a couple other games that I don't have the contracts for games yet, but they're coming out. They're probably being in the works very, very soon.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I can't talk about the other one,
But
I did do this. I just scored the Gex Trilogy trailer that Limited Run Games had announced this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
nice.
that's really cool.
That's awesome. So you are definitely.
I'm hustling.
Yeah.
I'm hustling.
Awesome.
I'm working, but I'm more hustling.
Yeah, and it sounds like this is your home.
And I'm writing a book as well.
Oh wow!
So that book will discuss how I pretty much navigated in the industry for the past decade as an independent game composer.
Wow, that's
something completely aside from any game audio book that exists on the market for many years. So everyone talks about how to get in it, techniques to write game music. I'm just going to talk about anecdotes and things that I have experienced as a video game composer and the industry overall, and solutions of how I kind of made it through.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is something I'm really interested in. Like, when would you be able to?
I hope within a year and a half. I just submitted the book proposal, so we'll see if they'll accept it, because I got a proposal because the pitch was good.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, but you never know. Sometimes how long or something.
Oh, then I'll self-publish. It's no problem, right?
Yeah, and I believe you.
Thank you.
Is there anything
We
else
actually
you'd like
had a question from,
to-
right now, I just got a question from the rest of the group. So you composed for a game about parrots.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so the game On the Peril of Parrots was developed by Sprite Ranch. It was the second game that I did with them. I collaborated with them on the game Quest Like Pocket, which was a mobile game, which was like a Monster Hunter RPG. But On the Peril of Parrots took a game mechanic design from Link's Awakening and Oracle Ages. So Link's Awakening, the Turtle Rock, which is the 8th level, there's a push rock thing that you have to create a path for. And that's the puzzle type that you have on Steam. And so what I did a Bossa Nova score, and that was about
that's awesome.
But the language model is based off of a paper called, that I can't remember off the top of my mind, but it's based off of like the Peril of Parrots in terms of like AI and it becoming like a language model that could take over in some kind of way. So that's kind of related to it. So we kind of designed, I got the reference for music, but we designed everything else for other things that push forward in that regard. So it's not parrots per se, but you use cookies and crackers to kind of get different mechanics. Like you can hop over tiles and you can blow up tiles to solve the different puzzle types. So it's pretty cool. And then I won the Best Original Soundtrack for that by the Knicks Awards.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was there?
So that's the game in itself. Yeah, please actually check out my YouTube channel. I do the breakdown of how I compose. So it'll show I'm going to be doing how I did On the Peril of Parrots in terms of Bossa Nova. I've done the Quest Like Pocket in terms of how I did combat style music and that, and I've been doing interactive music. And so you can find me on Twitter. If you're a game developer and you want to collaborate, you can find me on LinkedIn. It's right there. So feel free to reach out. All my music's streaming on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Tidal. Tidal would be the best. And so yeah, there's one thing I was thinking about. Oh, so On the Peril of Parrots. Can't say that. Just realize. But it's going to be a music video that's going to happen in a big game festival that's kind of music related to something. So just stay tuned for that, I guess.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So much.
And your handles for social media?
Yeah, my handles are at Chase Bethea. So that's CHASE, like the bank. B as in boy, E as in Eric, T as in Tom, H as in Harry, E as in Eric, and A as in Apple.
All right, perfect.
So yeah, you can just Google me and find everything.
Perfect. All right.